What's going on, guys? Jake Teasler with the latest Mustang and automotive news. Hellion, the guys that make twin turbo kits for the Mustang, make them go really fast, sound really cool. They've got a kit for the GT350 now, and it makes a lot of power. So let's check it out. This is pretty cool. So if you don't already know, they've got a street sleeper kit for the regular old Coyote motor, 15 through 19, just the regular GT. It makes great power. The cool thing about the sleeper kit, if you don't already know, it's remote mount. It's underneath the car. See it way under here. Back of the car is up here. Front of the car is up there. It fits right, but underneath the headers kind of collects down there, down by the collector. It looks like on this kit they were saying that little box there's for the oil. So you don't have to mess with the composite oil pan on the GT350. I think that's what's going on. That's what it looks like right there. Yep. So, all right. Long story short, what's going on here? They got a twin turbo kit for the GT350, and it's not like that other guy's company that's selling them for like they're all over YouTube making 1,000 wheel horsepower plus 1,400 something crazy. These guys are selling this kit for $7,000. It's like $6,999. Now there's a lot of options you can do to upgrade it with this part or that part, but I'm telling you, this is where everyone's going. Coyote Car Guy made a video talking about building a twin turbo, GT the other day, and everyone's making big power with twin turbos. Everybody and the moms getting on board with this, including myself. I'm even looking at these Fleet 2018 GT convertibles that are on the lots here in California. They're selling them for like $28,000. It's 28 GT convertible. Throw a twin turbo kit on it. You don't have to pass smog for a few years because it's an 18 car. You don't have to do that for 5 years or so. Anyways, long story short, this car is making 820 wheel power, and I'm not sure if this dyno's on 93, but let's scroll down. They have another kit. They have another dynograph. Yeah, this is 800 on 93. 800 on 93. Just going to say it again. 800 wheel horsepower on 93 with a $7,000 turbo kit. Now, I don't know. This looks ceramic coated, which you're going to have to pay extra for that. And there's some add-on stuff. But essentially, the cool thing is these are remote mount. They go underneath the car. And this big tube, on a regular GT, you can put the air box. It kind of hides it in there. On the GT350, it looks like it runs up there. It doesn't look as factory, obviously, but you definitely don't have two big turbos right in the middle of your hood. It actually puts those kind of heavy turbos a little bit further back, away from the front of the car if you're worried about weight distribution. Some of those guys, especially GT350 guys, might be concerned or interested in that instead of having big heavy turbos hanging off the front of the car. Yeah, could have done without the Shelby lettering right there, but you could probably, I don't know, put some duct tape over that or ask them not to do that or something. Anyways, that's going to be the least of your concerns. This thing's making 800 on 93. Cool looking kit, man. I'm excited. The cool thing with the GT350, if you don't already know, red line's at about 8250, I believe, 8200, 8250. It looks like there's a little, I don't know if that's the 3500 power dip or wherever it is, 4000 power dip on the GT350s. I wish they would put RPM here so I can see when these things spool up. I don't like it when they do mile per hour, but so you don't know what engine speed this mile per hour is at. But regardless, I'm assuming this is about 4500 or 4, right when those engines start to make some power. And it comes on, and here we are. So this is a max boost, peak boost, peak torque, also the same, about 85 miles an hour. The cool thing is you've got all this from here. This is probably 1,000 RPM, 2,000 RPM, 3,000 RPM, 4. It's probably from 4,000 RPM all the way up to 8,000, 8,250, maybe 8,500. I doubt they spent 85. Who knows? But you got 4,000 RPMs of boost, full spool. So look at that flat torque curve all the way across. And it keeps making power. It keeps making power all the way up there. You know what I'm saying? So you got power until you let off the gas. So these turbos are big enough to flow 800 wheel at 8,200 RPM. So that means that's some big turbos to keep up with that much airflow with that Voodoo engine. I almost said Roadrunner. That was the old Boss engine. I believe that's what it was. So the Voodoo spins up, and those turbos are making enough power. Anyways, cool stuff. Go read about it on the forums. Mustang 6G making a lot of torque, which these engines don't make too much of. I know some people are making 1,000 on the stock bottom end. Regardless, you know, if you want to do this in GT350, or if you want to do this for 15 to 17, or if you want to do this 18, 19, Hellion's got you. It's $7,000. I mean, let's go click on the link, see what we can get going on over here. I'm excited about this, man. I want a twin turbo car. While it's loading, I went and drove that 18 convertible with a performance package for like $30,000. It's well used, 30,000 miles. 10 speed's amazing. Okay, so you can, you know, look, man, put those 55s on there. You want them little small turbos, get some torque coming in. Now, I don't, down low, fast spool. That's what I like about turbo cars, is when the turbos come in and hit really hard. And what I see in these videos is that people aren't too impressed with these, what is it called, Fat House? I can't remember the YouTube channel name. They do custom fabrication for these GT350 twin turbo kits. And nobody is super impressed, it seems like, with the way that the power delivery is, because it's so linear. You know, back in the day, you know, if you take a 335i BMW or a factory turbo car and you crank up the boost with the factory turbos, the torque comes in like crazy. Like on a Fiesta ST or Focus ST or a Focus RS, anything that's got a factory turbo, you crank up the boost, the torque just comes in really hard. Like it would just come in like way harder than this. And it would just go wham. The torque would go way up here. It'd be like as high as the horsepower or way higher. Just like on a factory EcoBoost Mustang. Peak torque at like 3,000 or something, and then it slowly dies off. And you don't have a lot of top end, but so this is the other way around. It's got a lot more top end a little bit. So I prefer the torque down low. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see what it looked like with a harder hitting turbo with more torque. But you got to get something that's going to flow for this engine. So I would like to see a few dynos with a couple different turbos on there. But they got it all that you need. Now you can do the headers. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can get the Screamer upgrade, which is like, it's got some holes in the inlet of the turbo on the compressor side, and it makes it sound cool. There's your tuning. I believe you will need to buy, but you know, if you're gonna get some injectors, mine will get the big dudes and run some E85. If it's only, you know, then you start getting it's a whole other thing. So I don't know how much fuel system that they had to do to get it to make 800. I don't know if that's on the factory fuel pump and whatnot, but I would like to know the details. Custom tune, 300 bones. Some of the blackout packages, $300. I mean, it's underneath the car. You don't really have to, you know. This stuff is not expensive, man, to go really fast. You put a chunk of money down like this, just do it right. It looks like a sweet setup, man. I don't know. Those long gears in the GT350 with 800 wheel, 820 wheel. This is 800 here, but it actually made 820 down the line here. But anyways, let's say that this is 800 and this is 700. It's making over 700 wheel for a long time, starting here all the way down here. If they raise the red line, it'd keep going and going. And then peak torque, you can kind of see where the torque falls off here. It doesn't even fall off. It stays up there. It stays above 450 or 500, whatever that is, 600, who knows. Yeah, it's 600. This is 600. It stays at 600 for a while. It stays above 550. There's 550 way up here in the RPM. I'm impressed, man. Check it out. Go to Hellion site. Go to the forums. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Share. Let me know what you think. If you would just do this to a GT, if you plan on doing this to your personal 350. check out the video on their website too. Alright guys, have a good one.